Gut health in menopause. Hi, I'm Ruth. Welcome to Menopause Mastery, where we help ladies to thrive and not just strive through perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. Gut health in menopause is such a massive topic. I am going to scratch the surface today with you and give you 9 ways that you can help to boost your gut. I don't know why I wasn't 10 because that would have been a nicer number, but I have 9. And the first thing I want to talk about is what's going on in your gut right now. You may have some symptoms, you may have no symptoms, but menopause can throw up a lot of symptoms in the gut. You might have IBS, constipation, irritable bowel. You may even have been diagnosed by a doctor as having irritable bowel. It may well be linked to what's going on with your hormones, because there are hormones obviously in your gut too. So there can be an awful lot going on in menopause. We have something, if you haven't heard of it, I'm sure you will have done. And if you've watched some of our other videos, I have spoken about it before, but we have a microbiome. We have this colony of bacteria, fungus, etc. going on in our gut. In fact, all over our body, inside and out. But in the gut is very important. And it actually controls virtually the whole of our body. It speaks to the brain. It is really, really, really crucial that we look after our microbiome. We have some good and some bad bacteria or gut bugs in there, but we want to make sure that we've got a diverse, good bacteria in there. So it's like an ecosystem going on inside of us that is so crucial to our health that we need to put a lot of importance on it, which is what I'm going to talk about today. And as part of that, we have the estrobolome, which it's basically the estrogen part of our microbiome, and it's there to metabolize all the various forms of estrogen that are going into our system, because there's estrogen in a lot of other things other than just our bodies. And it's important for regulating the excretion, the circulation around our body, so that estrogen is not going back into the body, that it's being taken out, that it's being excreted out of our body, because we can end up estrogen dominant if that doesn't happen, where we've got too much estrogen sitting in our system. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is actually going to help with that, because we need to make sure we've got certain foods going in that can help that be excreted from the body. Okay, so when our gut is upset in any way, shape or form, it can totally exacerbate symptoms. So you may have things like hot flushes, night sweats, inflammation, which could cause gut problems. You could have migraines, which could be linked to your gut health. We can almost take everything back, everything that we are feeling in our body, all the symptoms from menopause, perimenopause, and even beyond that, can almost always be coming back to what's going on in our gut. So what can we do about it? Well, there is a lot we can do about it. It takes time, it's going to take some effort, and you may well be already doing some of these. So I'm going to whiz through these 9 points, and you can just listen and see how many of them you're already incorporating and how many of them you think you could start to, because maybe we start with one. We can't change, Rome wasn't built in a day, we can't change everything all at once, but what we can do is say, okay, maybe next week this is what I'm going to do, and then maybe a couple of weeks later, once you've got that one, in as a habit, you can start with another one. So the first one, and this is going to sound like a big ask, but the aim is to eat 30 different plants weekly, okay? And that's going to boost our overall microbiome diversity, and that's what we're after. It makes us much more robust as people if we have a diverse microbiome, because they also look after all sorts of viruses, etc., that we might be coming down with, yeah? So if you can aim for 30 plants, and that sounds really challenging, but actually there are lots of different types of plants, but it does include herbs, fruits, vegetables, pulses. So really, when you break it down like that, it's not too challenging. I've done plenty of challenges with ladies in my groups, and they've all managed to do it. It's just about being conscious. And when you go to a supermarket, maybe go about the fruit and veg part of it in a different way, because we tend to be such creatures of habit that we go and pick up exactly the same thing. So it's about thinking, okay, this week I'm going to go for different. Do I go to a greengrocer's that's laid out more differently? I don't know, whatever way you want to do it. But yeah, if you can make a list, see how many you can get in a week. The second one is to add lots of colour. So this goes hand in hand with the first one, really. Adding lots of colour to your plate, like eating the rainbow. So this is going to create basically prebiotics to help feed those gut bugs. We need to eat lots of foods that have fibre in, and fruit and vegetables, all those things I just mentioned, have a lot of fibre in. So it gives the microbiome something to munch on, and it also helps to take out what I was talking about before. So it helps the estrobolome to excrete excess estrogen if we're eating enough fibre. So the third thing is to eat fermented foods, which are probiotics, things like yogurts, kimchi, miso, sauerkraut, tempeh, pickles. Drinking kombucha can help. I absolutely love kefir, and I'll have kefir with my breakfast. It's like a fermented yogurt. So there are lots of different ways of getting that into your system. You can also take probiotics, but it's a good idea to start with your food and see how you get on. Number 4 is to sometimes give your microbiome a break, because our bodies are constantly digesting food. We're always eating, we're always snacking, we're always being encouraged when we're out and about to buy this, buy that, eat this, and sometimes we need to give ourselves a little bit of a break. So sometimes doing intermittent fasting can really help. Maybe you have a short eating window one day. It doesn't have to be every day, but maybe you eat from 12 till 6 one day, so the rest of the time you're giving your system time to what we call rest and digest, and that can really help. But that's about playing around with your schedule and seeing how it works for you. Number 5 is a pretty obvious one, given what I've said first of all, is to limit the ultra-processed foods that we're eating. This seems to be coming up in most of the videos at the moment, because I know it's a massive issue for a lot of people, because fast food is easier a lot of the time, but it's not. Once you get the hang of eating whole foods, I can make my meals in minutes. So I don't need to microwave something for 5 minutes that I bought in a supermarket. I can actually make from scratch, say, fish, vegetables and rice, and it takes the same amount of time to wait for something to be heated up. It's just getting into the habit, and it's maybe learning a little bit more about it. And we've got lots more videos on food. But if you can work to the 80-20 rule, nothing's ever going to be 100% perfect. So 80% of the time you're eating whole foods, whole grains, fruit, vegetables, pulses, meat, fish, all of that kind of thing is going to give you so much more for your microbiome to feed on than eating things like pizza and chips and sweets and biscuits. Okay, you're going to get a very different microbiome, because our microbiome is built up from the foods that we eat. So if we fill our system with fast food, your microbiome is then going to dictate and give you cravings to say that that's what you want to eat more of. Whereas if you can start shifting towards more of the whole foods, we get a completely different, diverse microbiome going on that's then going to start to make you want to eat that kind of food. It's very clever. Okay, so number 6 is your sleep routine. Again, this one is coming up a lot in all the videos. Your gut likes sleep because it gives it chance to repair. We have this glymphatic system that comes in the night and cleans our system up, and it helps what's going on in the body, but we need to get that solid sleep. So watch what you're doing in the evening, give yourself plenty of time to wind down, and in the morning, make sure you're getting some kind of light on your face, because that helps the circadian rhythms, and it helps you to be tired in the evening, believe it or not. Number 7 is to do exercise. I think we've really got the message, really, since I think lockdown helped a lot of people, didn't it, to then get out and about and do walking. But it really does impact positively your gut microbiome if you are getting that movement every week or every day, whether that's walking, going to the gym, playing some kind of sport, whatever it is that you're doing, make sure it's consistent. You're doing it every couple of days, or maybe a walk every day, getting yourself out in nature. It really helps. Number 8 is to reduce stress. I know this is a big ask, but an increase in cortisol rushing around your system can affect your microbiome in a very negative way. So whatever you can do to reduce stress is going to really help you so much. So maybe looking at being in the present moment. So what can you do to be in the present moment? Maybe you're so busy at the moment. Maybe you're sandwiched between elderly parents and kids. And I understand that, life pressures can create stress, but often we add on to that by doing things that are not going to help us, like, drinking alcohol late in the evening, going back to the ultra processed foods. If your body is already stressed and then you're doing things like that on top of it, it's going to make it worse. Okay, so putting some time and effort in journaling around what's going on stress-wise can really help. Just getting it out, talking to a friend, talking to a community, getting some coaching, some counselling, anything that you can do to help is going to be time and money well spent. And number 9 is cutting down on the toxins that we've got going into our body. So we can use the food as an example. Obviously, there's a lot of chemicals in ultra-processed foods, but things like plastics, things like the cleaning products that we're using, just go and check out your cleaning cupboard. Have you got 12 different products that are all full of man-made chemicals to clean your house, when actually you could do it with lemon and bicarb of soda? There are lots of different ways to use things in our houses other than things like that. So it's thinking about it. The plastic water bottles, are they BPA free, or could you use a glass one and reuse it? There are lots of ways. And a lot of the time it's just sitting and thinking about these things. We get so busy that we forget to think, oh, maybe I could do something in a different way. So I'm really hoping that this video has just sparked something in you to say, oh yeah, one of the points that Ruth made, maybe I could go and do that straight away. Some of the other ones, I hope you've made some notes and you can watch it again and take some notes, and then start to integrate some of these things into your diet and lifestyle to really help your gut, because helping your gut in menopause is going to help you moving forwards for the rest of your life into getting some good habits. I run a 90-day transformation program, which is really about dropping old habits and bringing in some new. And we focus a lot on the gut. So if that's something that you feel that you might be interested in, please get in touch with me. I'm on all the social media platforms. I'm on Facebook as Ruth Goodwin. I'm on Instagram as Ruth Goodwin. I'm on TikTok as Ruth Goodwin Coaching. We have many, many more menopause videos for you to watch. And if you want to do some private work with me, that's always an option too. So please get in touch. In the meantime, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It would help us enormously to grow it. And before I go, I can't not show you the book that we've got on Amazon, which is going to help you with what I've just talked about. There are lots of questions on where's my lifestyle at right now? What can I do to help myself? Do I need to get some outside help? Can I do certain things on my own? And really where your mindset is at in perimenopause, menopause or beyond, whichever of those sectors you're in, and it doesn't matter at all, this book is going to help you enormously. It's available on Amazon and it's $9.99, so head over and have a look. Take care of you and have a wonderful day, and I'll be back with more videos. Bye-bye.